You have exactly 3 seconds to like and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, I'll appear in your dreams tonight. To ask for a donation for that cup of coffee, link below.
From a small archipelago they went to conquest. Hundreds of people are forced all over the world. A densely populated nation rich in resources. Kneel in submission and then form one. The empire where the sun never sets. Yes, we are talking about armed forces. Leading military force mediation site. The world at one time, but after that. The Second War saw this army again. See things go down like never before. Strong rise of new forces from United States to Russia, China and India, but in the present time we also. Very little is heard about the work a certain country is planning to apply. The enemy confronts the country's army. Under the authority of King Ross's father, he was still in charge. Among the strongest in the world. Ham music. To be able to understand why the island nation is foggy, small and possessing a formidable army. Such a high price for military knowledge, please. We invite you to go back through history. According to many historians, the event is considered dawn for the rise of the force. British armed forces were calculated from naval battles. War of right and fiction. At that time, Spain was under the rule of the second Philippine king is considered like that, the world's most powerful global force, but had to endure waves of harassment, consecutive attacks from the UK. Insolent people suddenly get in the way. In front of the strongest empire in the world, Spain has summoned its champion fleet, with a scale of more than 139 armed ships. The entire heavy gunboat aimed straight to British territory. Right when the battle was coming to a climax. For the Queen of England under every wind. The coldness in this company has been announced to everyone. Soldiers are as follows. Dear, some people are worried. Worried about my safety because I'm afraid of yin. Conspiracy is treason. Convinced me not to go to the crowd. This armed force, but I can assure you. You preach that I cannot live again. Doubtful loyal subjects are welcome. You tyrants. Please take care of yourselves. I was present in your fate. Here, fighting side by side. You are ready to dedicate yourself to the king. Britain and our people of our flesh and blood. Know that my body is a woman's. Soft but with a passionate heart. Of a monarch, the heart of the army. The King of England is a prince of the West. Spain dares to invade the king's border. Our country can be extremely challenging. Crazy I myself will take up the main weapon. I will be the general commanding the judge and will reward your fighting courage. You guys. And Kwok's resounding battle above. The sea immediately opened a new chapter for us. History of this country in particular and also Europe in general while superpower. Spain is going downhill day by day. On Queen Elizabeth's side of the country. People are witnessing progress again. Giant military forces. Initially dominated by interventions. Europe during the 7 Years' War in 1756. 30 Years' War in 16. Has ripened Northern Europe until the Bearing Times. Guns opened up in distant lands. In North America, Australia, India, Middle East. Africa and also East Asia, Southeast Asia. After forcing hundreds of crowded peoples, richer in resources must submit, the British Army became a force, the strongest in human history. Mighty. That doesn't just show up in battles. Overwhelmed with backward but upright peoples, including European powers such as Russia and France. Ottomans were also defeated generals. Qua. Things only really changed after II World War, even though it is still a country. Pioneer in creating inventions. Revolutions in military engineering, similar to anti-aircraft radar. Tanks. Self-propelled guns. Travel by train to underground, but have to bear the burden. Suffering huge losses is a must. Saw the rise of the independence movement. The sun had begun to set over the fields. British territory and British expeditionary troops gradually must retreat to the exact starting point. Behold your husbands. But it must come later. The 1956 Imperial Guard campaign Doi. The new Great British Empire officially arrives. Those things don't mean either. The British Royal Army is no longer a force. Formidable force as a 2023 force. The number of armed forces in this country is still large. A reputable organization considers it a strong army. Year World Song America, Russia, China, and India. Meanwhile, all four countries possesses a large standing army. Much better than him. Russia. The Indian army has more than 4 million troops and worth. Most. China has nearly 2 million active duty troops while he pointed. Ranked 37th number of troops with 150,000. Coin but invested up to 68 billion USD. Dollars account for 2. Nearly equal to $76 of such degree if calculating the bank rate. His book on every water soldier. This is not too far behind America. $89 billion on 3 million regular troops. On duty. 1,000 reserve troops even though they cannot. Completely autonomous production of products. Defense industry from pellet bayonets. Bullets to missile fighters like Russia and America is the country's defense industry. He didn't stop at just buying basic components from abroad and then installed. Assemble and label weapons models made in this country. From the design all have good quality and have high gray matter content among them. The Eurofighter model can be mentioned. Music. 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 Or at sea in a faraway land. At least 1,000 meters from the two countries' territories. The possibility of winning will still be tilted much towards the small army that has martial arts. And of course everything will definitely happen. Much more difficult if those countries decided to organize a cross-sea attack by infantry directly into closed positions. Troops of this army. But before we can make the country great return to him necessarily also. Military units must be on hand. The ability to destroy a large area of any country. Whichever family dares to come to the bridge first. When a world war broke out. Tuesday. Money talks about England's golden age. Military formula has a very fun quiz about. The history of this country is for you. Friend. Which of the 4 answers below is the character? Was once a famous military commander. The most famous person in British history has the same last name. A prime minister who led England during World War. Natana public protector. Alive. Music. The answer is the first official of Wales. Music. Music. The 5-second time to think has ended. Please leave your answer down. Comment section and wait until the end of the video to answer. Our project will definitely satisfy you. Surprise. Music. Back to our content. Then the mission is to destroy a large area. Assigned to the Royal Navy the Ace Prize. The cards of this main force are 4 layers. Yellow nuclear submarine walk exactly as expected. The meaning of his name is Vanguard Chian. Soldiers and guards according to military doctrine of this country right after the General War. Force broke out into the monarch's territory to Tam. If these ships are violated immediately, that means the opening counterattack will be launched. Enemy territory before that force. Other forces participating in the battle are known to each ship. Underground Venwatch layers all have a length of 9 m. 8 m wide because it is a nuclear submarine. Multiply the ship's range of motion. Almost unlimited except quantity. Food stored on board. As soon as he was assigned the mission to attack the county, the ship will carry 16 missiles. Daboy to 2D5 and God relationship. The name is that one of them will carry 8 nuclear warheads. The Brooks core has a destructive power of up to 100k boy. The US president dropped her on Hiroshima. Second school can not only carry many nuclear warheads with equivalent capacity, with a large explosion. This type of missile can also attack, accurately hit targets from a distance. That also means 132. Sailor in a nuclear submarine. Yours can let it move to real any sea area and launch an attack straight into enemy territory as soon as. Receiving orders only requires 1 to 2 series. Launch missiles from a class of yellow ships too. It's also completely capable of wiping out almost everything. Sign of a medium-sized country, like Japan and Korea. Especially for countries like, although China, America and Russia cannot cancel. To completely destroy it would be devastating. As formidable as hundreds of nuclear bombs. They also have to suffer such deaths. The irreversible loss is obvious. Course is not something that any country, any member wishes before the attacker. Before the kingdom he pushed them and saw. It is impossible not to counterattack. Know that the British Army is maintaining the status quo. Combat readiness for 25 warheads. This nuclear and water can be produced quickly. Double that number in emergency situations. Grant regardless of public opinion. Nuclear capacity deployment and arms reduction. Gases of mass destruction within the country. The UK is still said to be taking the test. Ambiguous policy implementation is complete. There is no organized nation in the world. Gender can determine when and how, and the scale of nuclear weapons use. This move is said to be a good method. Helps ensure the effectiveness of the measure. Deterrence achieves optimal results and creates complexity. Further complicates the calculations of any arguments. Which straight point players know the country? This program is still being implemented. Created a new submarine called Blackout. Completely superior features compared to the episode. This is considered a step in the older generation Word version. This country's new development aims to upgrade capabilities. Nuclear gastric function to perform the task. Dual duty just meets defense requirements. Domestically while protecting allies. Europe is also seen by many as a problem. The steel wall directly protects your area. In addition to having a wide range of weapons. Extremely strong and great also have a system. Tian's information defense system includes torpedoes. Heavyweight. Helps attack other submarines and surface ships. From a distance of 39 km, but if it happens. Submarine nuclear attack capability. The British Royal Navy simply has. Can guarantee that no country wants it. Their preemptive strike. And if you want to go back to being like that. Global force and carry out campaigns. Intervene in allied support attacks. The country's navy is also indispensable. Warships capable of long-range attacks. Fun. As you are seeing on the screen. That is Richmond's battleship SMS. British Royal Navy in 2021. Also had the honor to visit Port Cam. Command and exercise with the Vietnamese Navy. Is one of 12 German-class flagship. Served in the SS Royal Navy. Krisman as well as its sister warships. His ship's capacity for water is 1,000 tons and integrated with many systems. Modern weapon system. Compared to other modern mouthpieces such as Russian Koskop Admiral German-class ships. There are some disadvantages when being less equipped. More weapons but it creates an advantage. Multiple travel ranges up to 14,000 km along with a maximum speed of 50 km/h. Suitable for use by the British Royal Navy. Use in surprise raids. The enemy's territorial waters are either maintained. Maritime defense force in this context. England's current world is not yet greedy. Participate in great battles. German-class ships were used a lot by the British. Active in anti-crime missions. Pirate drug crime still in school. When major naval battles occur. This filling rice also meets the needs. Multi-mission combat action against surface ships. The water flows underground and is a defensive wall. Solid for the national territory. Ha music. In addition to multitasking in Royal Navy, the UK also has 6 daring landfill mines. A type of warship with stealth capabilities. The strongest in Europe currently. Although quite small. When placed next to destroyers of this class. In the United States these types of things are still available. Water standard when loading from 8I is equivalent to 3 gamepad battleships. Vietnam's most modern 9+. 2 more Moni missile boats as well as another popular Western battleship. The Dari ship is equipped with a sensor system. Advanced technology helps support target acquisition, electronic warfare and collaborative combat with other allied warships. The ship is also equipped with massive weapons. Help support the right situations. Fight for a long time however. Most of the main missile arsenal is used. Used for ships is only the Aster 30 type, only suitable for anti-aircraft missions. Mid-range ships are also equipped. Was hit by 8 famous Haas anti-ship missiles. If in case you have to attack at all. The British ground pastors will replace it. Name Mudflower by Ansem de Rocket. Different sport boat company. Ham music. That's in case something unexpected happens. The war is still in exercises, with NATO allies dooring ships each assured. Role responsibility. Music. Ham music. Ham music. Ham music. Without encountering many ship product failures, like on the Forces ship R. Suzumo. Sea of Japan defense next to the line. British 35B fighter is still preparing. Give your carrier some. A large number of helicopters belong to the whole country. The most modern and leading models. The world is like an armed helicopter applying pace. Siege Force and multi-purpose helicopter shows it, but it is unclear for what reason the ship's MS. Chris of Wales was assigned to high. His wild army repeatedly encountered errors. From broken sewage lines to stuck feet. Ducks make aircraft carriers expensive. Red is seen by many people as a burden. Heavier than a medium of transmission. Useful. But at least things are in the hands of the ships. The airport is still useful for the King's army. To increase at least for drills. Show your prestige to your opponents on the other side of the globe. Clear even the Royal Navy. Is in its weakest state. Of history they are still fierce opponents. Formidable to any opponent. Even if they are powerful countries. It's still a superpower like Russia. Not to mention the island's terrain. The fog is too convenient for tasks. Sea defense warfare many experts. Military experts commented on geographical characteristics. His brother only needed a force. Medium navy is also possible. Forcing any power to pay the price. Expensive before beating this country from sea wrote. However, the direct attack from sea travel is still not the solution. The only way people can collapse. Completely British as in the Great War. Second World Nazi Germany once meant. Intends to defeat this country through battles. Own evil aimed directly at big cities. And hearing that can also be considered one safe solution if the UK is only based. There is a surplus of air defense forces. With just enough amount to grow red. But it's a pity. For the UK's opponents that is. The British Royal Air Force is present. Holding up to 832 military aircraft in hand. Always being in a state of readiness for battle. Fight. Although this number is less than China and Russia. And India, but most of the aircraft of you are all of the most modern types in the world. Further boundaries of Western Europe's territories. The UK is quite small, allowing Un-60 machines. Flying Aero 9 along with more than 40 injections can be easy. Easily coordinate effective defense. Turns out he also has a decent amount, including advanced early warning aircraft. But the Boeing 737 was Boeing series. Centralia 3rd also possesses an array of weapons. Massive air defense next to the weapons. Multi-layer air defense against particle attacks. Familiar NATO eukaryotic nucleus. British Royal Armed Forces recently also put into use the air defense system. High-speed maneuver Skype this weapon. Highly appreciated for its comprehensive ability. Target within 120 km range and target. Destroy extremely small targets. Like a balloon flying from a distance of 4 or 5 km. By mums the vehicle missile type according to some current UK position expert. Even though it can't be the same as before. Empire, but this country has resources. The economy is quite supportive enough to invest in shopping. Large number of new weapons and equipment. While not having to disperse power. To support allies such as the Soviet Union. In the past, if you were in an emergency situation, this water supply can help you quickly exercise. Central military fire is the overall strength of the air defense missile force and, especially fighter squadrons. Many times higher than the present but above. Kwok is a member of the Mandarin. NATO's major military alliance. Most planet and Oxcus a deal. Military cooperation agreement between the United States. Australia and the UK have it too. Which means attacking England will not. No different from declaring war on the United States. And dozens of other places where that action is evident. However, it does not bring any benefit. Any military power in the world, currently, apart from a great war. The Third World is yet at a devastating level, ever in history. In short, with immediate military potential. His brother was still completely strong enough to do anything. Any enemy must falter before. Intending to attack because of the cost. For that action is too expensive in comparison. The benefits are obtained but on the opposite side. Back to his brother due to his great dependence and allies in all military operations. The world cannot be famous either. Speaking on par with a true superpower. So, dear friends of the Foggy Island nation, full of current problems, can you still find opportunity in danger? Dangerous to be able to rise again. Equal to the global powers or not, let this kingdom now only be safe. Fate of being a second-class power accepted. That he was too old to go back to tossing. Raging again, let us know your personal opinion in section. Comment. And as usual, the following will be the part. The intensity of that answer is answer B. The first attack has root gear. The full name of this general is Kwong. Directly under him is also the ancestor of the entrenchment. British General Winston was a combat engineer for the Royalists during the English Civil War from 1604 to 1651. That wasn't long thanks to the relationship with his wife and his natural command talent dominated. His army went through many devastating battles, slowly quelled Kong's rebellion. The war quickly led to the 9 Years' War. Spanish Succession War unknown. Is it due to genetics or not? Some data accumulated despite being very talented in command. But he is a stingy and bad person. His personality and fear of his wife are very similar to his. His famous descendant is Chris. Ha music. Ha music.